Welcome to the jungle, everyone. I'm Kyle Phelps, and life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. God, being a Bengals fan sucks, dude. So today, we're doing my obligatory, now seemingly annual, oh shit, the Bengals are going to fuck up their playoff chances, is there any hope, video. Well, if you've been keeping up with my streaming the games this year, which you totally should, because we always have a great time, especially if you're a sick, twisted person who loves watching people in pain, that, like apparently half of my audience does, you sick fucks. But look, the Bengals still have a chance. So let's start with how they can still win the AFC North. And this one, you're going to have to stick with me because it takes a bit of a winding path and you're going to have to understand. But, all right, if the Bengals win all of their... They can't. Unfortunately, the loss to the Steelers this week mathematically eliminated any chance of them winning the division, so... Surprise! Okay, but the wild card is still a possibility. So, like, if they win all 5 of their remaining games, they actually do still have a bit of a shot. It's a long shot, but not the longest shot ever, right? Because they'd be beating the Denver Broncos, who currently have the 7th seed right now. Now, the Broncos would still have to lose 2 of their remaining 3 games outside of that Bengals game, but their schedule isn't cake. They still have to play the Colts, Chargers, and Chiefs, all of whom are part of the playoff picture right now. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to think that they could potentially lose 2 of those games. But listen, here is my favorite version of this scenario. The most absolutely amazing scenario that almost would make this whole stupid season worth it if it actually happened is the Steelers lose all of their remaining games and the Bengals win all of their remaining games. Remember how I said that the Bengals were eliminated from winning the division earlier? It's actually not because the Steelers automatically own the tiebreaker over the Bengals or they, are guaranteed to finish with more wins than the Bengals this year. It's actually because the Ravens are 1 win away from getting 9 wins, which is the most the Bengals can still get this year. So basically, since the Ravens and Steelers still have 1 game left against each other later this year, the winner of that game will get the mathematical edge over the Bengals in the division, therefore the Bengals can't really do anything about it at all. However, like I said, there is a scenario where they would own the tiebreaker over the Steelers for the wild card spot. I mean, we'd probably embarrass ourselves the next week by losing to the Bills in the wild card for the first time of either of those things happening in the Joe Burrow era the following week, but I would almost be willing to endure that for the funniest spoiler play of all time. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it would be hilarious. Other teams to watch here for the wild card spot include the Texans, Ravens, Dolphins, Chargers, and Colts. All of whom are in the playoff race right now, but all of whom have yet to reach 9 wins, which again is the maximum that the Bengals can reach right now. All theoretically could lose out and become victims of a miracle, and I really mean miracle, Bengals run. I mean, you've seen that defense, right? Of course, all of that is predicated, though, on the Bengals randomly winning all of their remaining games, which, I mean, like I said, with our defense, I will be lucky to finish 8-9, honestly. And that's with games against the Cowboys, Browns, and Titans coming up. Like, we still have to win 1 more game beyond that. Like, that's the Broncos and the Steelers. We're gonna have to beat one of those teams, and I don't see it right now. But hold your horses, though, because the Bengals still could make the playoffs that way at 8-9. It'd be a real long shot, but it could be done. They'd have to win 4 of their last 5, obviously, to finish 8-9. But if one of those wins is against the Broncos, then they could still pull it off. It would, however, require the Broncos losing out, the Colts losing out except for their upcoming game against the Broncos, the Dolphins losing 3 of their next 5. Basically what I'm saying is if the Broncos beat the Colts in Week 15 or the Colts beat the Titans in Week 16, then they'll have to win basically all of their remaining games to actually get into the wild card spot. You'd need an all-time collapse from the whole rest of the AFC playoff picture field to have a shot of the Bengals pulling something like that off, and It seems so unlikely that the Bengals are even going to win most of their remaining games, much less have the whole rest of the AFC do that, right? Did you stick with me through all that? Long story short, the Bengals could still make the playoffs, but they'll need a historically great turnaround and some major help from other teams. So it's not looking great. They could technically make the playoffs at 8-9, but I've already said if they lose one more game, I'm just going to go ahead and start transitioning into off-season content, so I'm not really counting on that, and you shouldn't either. Either way, if you made it this far through my ramblings, I'd sure appreciate a like and subscribe. School's winding down for me now, so I'm starting to transition back into like a full plan for this channel, right? Until then, y'all can always catch more of what I do at Kyle Phelps 92 on X, TikTok, and now Blue Sky, actually. The Battle of Ohio podcast, and right here, if you subscribe. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools this way to being a fucking Bengals fan. I'll leave y'all, as always, with a hootie!